What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Division video. My name is Deltah, and today I'm bringing you 3 things to do before the Division Heartland releases. Now, it's important to note that the Division Heartland has not been officially announced yet, but it seems like we're moving towards that coming out in the next month or two, especially with the Division Heartland being added to the Ubisoft store. This is going to be a general guide on how to kind of prepare a little bit using existing Division material to be ready for the Division Heartland. Alrighty, the first point to note is that Heartland is a standalone game, so therefore there isn't going to be anything material such as gear sets, loot, cosmetics, etc. that will transfer from the Division 2 or the Division 1 to the Division Heartland. At least what we know so far. That may be subject to change, and I do cover that a little bit at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around to the end. So the first point, jumping right in, is to familiar yourself with the Division's PvP model. While Heartland is a standalone game, we know that the game will borrow its inspiration from many key existing sources within the Division universe. For example, we know that the Division Heartland will include a PvP/VE mode, as well as additional PvE only modes. The Division universe already includes modes like that in games such as the Division 1 and the Division 2. But with this in mind, I definitely think the most important mode to play would be Survival from the Division 1. When we first started hearing about the Division Heartland, we heard it was going to be a, quote, survival spinoff or a survival 2.0. While it's unclear the amount of influence that the survival mode has on the Division Heartland as of right now, if you're looking to kind of get ready or get your feet wet or basically prepare for the Division Heartland, playing survival in the Division 1 could offer a great opportunity to sort of familiarize yourself with how the mechanics might work in the Division Heartland. Both survival and the Division Heartland will be PvP/VE Battle Royale style modes, where you loot up your character and you try to complete a mission in the hostile map area. In this case, for survival, it's the entire light zone of Manhattan. And of course, for Heartland, we don't know the extent of that yet. But based on what we've heard, it's probably likely that these will follow a similar gameplay mechanic style. What actually is survival? For those of you who don't know what survival is, this is a little bit of an overview. And if you do know, this is a little bit of a refresher. Survival is a PvP/VE mode where in the mode you battle other players and AI enemies to remain alive in a snow blizzard map, also having to deal with the cold, hunger, thirst, and the disease as you scavenge for supplies to heal yourself and find weapons to fight with. In the face of all of this hardship, you must still complete the mission to enter the Dark Zone, recover a set of experimental antivirals, and then extract via helicopter before your life timer runs out. So that was like a basic synopsis of the survival mode. While I don't think Survival and Heartland will be identical by any stretch of the imagination, the mechanics will be similar in the sense that they are both Battle Royale style modes built on the same Division assets, so you can infer based on context clues that they will play similarly. Playing Survival now before the Division Heartland comes out can help you get your bearings within the Division franchise in the Battle Royale context, and you can definitely buff up your PvP/VE skill before the Division Heartland comes out, giving you an edge up on the competition when the game comes out. I know I definitely will be revisiting Survival before Heartland comes out, 100%, whether it be on stream or if I'm just making videos on it or if I just want to play, but definitely playing the original survival mode is going to be a good way to prepare for the Division Heartland. So similarly to the survival mode, the Dark Zone is a PvP/VE mode within both the Division 1 and the Division 2. There's a rich lore surrounding the Dark Zone, and I talked about that a little bit in a previous video. Mechanically, the Dark Zone PvP is similar to that of the rest of the Division franchise, so it stands to reason that the Dark Zone PvP will be similar to the Division Heartland's PvP. In the Dark Zone, you can play solo or in a group of up to 4 players, and if you choose to go rogue, you face the challenge of both the NPCs and the players, similar to the survival mode. Playing in the Dark Zone is a great way to shake off the rust and crack some skulls in your choice of either the Division 1 or the Division 2. Both modes are still very active to this day, and doing so can definitely give you a little bit of a leg up on other players before the game comes out, seeing as you're going to be so adept to the Division franchise before the game releases. Similar to the survival mode, When you go rogue in the Dark Zone, it's all about fighting as many players as you can and surviving for as long as possible if you choose to play it that way. You have a lot of choice within the Dark Zone. Sometimes in the Division 2, going rogue is strategic, like you can pick locks or you can get extra gear to buff up your character in the Division 2. And it's not just always about fighting other players. So going rogue is a strategic and a calculated choice rather than, oh, I just want to fight, so let's fight. Although, of course, it totally can be just that. The last point I have here isn't necessarily gameplay focused, but it could still definitely be a good use of your time before the Division Heartland comes out. If you're paying attention to the earlier points that I mentioned, you're definitely going to be playing the Division 2, and if you take any sort of stock into what I've said, you're going to be playing the Division 1, the Division 2, whatever. Back before the Division 2 came out, the Division 1 had a rewards track called Commendations and the Division Shields that gave rewards for both the Division 1 and the Division 2, even before the Division 2 actually released. These were known as the Division Shields and gave rewards such as classified sets and commendation trophies, as well as cosmetic rewards in the Division 2. These shields also had chances to hold exotic weapons, gear pieces, you name it. These were very, very good to go for because it was pretty difficult to get classified sets back in the day. Now, as we draw closer to the Division 2's new content release and the release of the Division Heartland, it would make sense that Massive and Redstorm would try and work together to promote engagement within their universe and preserve continuity between the releases. Of course, they're going to want Division 2 players to play the Division Heartland, so giving them an incentive to play the Division 2 with rewards in the Division Heartland makes a lot of sense. So definitely, if you want to take advantage of these rewards that might come out, they might not. This is just kind of a speculative thing at this point. Level up your character and get your SHD watch to over level 1000 so you're at the best possible place to take advantage of the new Division 2 content. I say this because I think it's probably likely that the Division 2's content will come out before the Division Heartland. We had an actual release date for the Division 2's new content while the Division Heartland remains quote-unquote unannounced. It's in a weird spot right now. Many community members have speculated that the Division 2's new content will release at the end of Season 8 in May, based on the ending of the seasonal timer. However, that remains unconfirmed. Basically, the point of this video is to say now is the time to kind of get back into the Division universe. We've seen before that they offer rewards and incentivize playing the original or existing content for rewards in the new game. So therefore, I definitely recommend that you try out the Division universe. If you've put it down before, it might be time to come back. If you're looking at it now for the first time, now I think is probably one of the best times to get into it. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed, then definitely be sure to let me know by liking and subscribing. Leave a comment if you guys have some thoughts or other tips to share in the comments. So let's make this a good place where we could share ideas about how to prepare for the Division Heartland. If you guys enjoyed, I make Division content every single week, so don't forget to subscribe for more. And I think that's all, guys. Deltah out. Peace.